Hey folks, so last minute here, I'm just cooking dinner tonight for the wife and I decided that, hey, I may as well add some wild game cooking to my YouTube channel because that is I'm equally as passionate about wild game cooking and using all the meat off of every animal that I take, just as much as the hunting part. I enjoy it. So tonight I'm cooking my absolute favorite whitetail recipe. I like it better than backstrap, anything, you name it. And it's something that people throw in the grind pile or they don't even keep it at all, and it's a damn shame. It's whitetail shanks. Like I said, I'm a little ahead of the game here. I decided to do this last minute, but I'm using Steve Rinella's recipe out of his Meat Eater cookbook. I don't use everything they call for. I've kind of just tweaked it on my own to how we like it here. I mean, I don't care what people think about Steve Rinella and Meat Eater. This is a freaking awesome book, and I would suggest it to anybody. I mean, you can see I have sticky notes all through here, but this is whitetail shank. What I'm using tonight is I got some carrots, celery, some chopped up garlic cloves. I need some dry red wine. This black box is the perfect amount. You can get these at the grocery store anywhere. Some tomato paste, butcher's twine, which is what is wrapped on there, keeping those things together. And then we got a bunch of bone broth, and I'll add some water to it as well throughout the cooking process. So what I've done is take the shanks, cut them into sections. You can leave them big like this. I just don't always do it. It's a pain to saw through with a hacksaw. So I got through a bunch, and you can see I got tired, so I just threw this one in whole. The rest are disked up. So you get some olive oil. You're gonna need a big Dutch oven. This is a big old one. This thing's awesome. A big Dutch oven. And what I've done is so far is you take these shanks and you get them good and get them wrapped in the butcher's twine. Get some kosher salt and cracked black pepper and coat them real good. And then you dredge them in flour. After you dredge them in flour, you get them going in some oil. You just brown each side and remove them to a plate. So what I'm about to do now is go to about medium heat. Electric stoves suck, by the way, for any of this kind of stuff. Gas is the way to go. But so I'm gonna add these carrots and celery and get them all browned up or cooked up, and then I'll push them to the side. Add my garlic until that becomes fragrant. Then I'll push all that to one side, and I'll bring you guys back up to speed when I get to that point. I don't want to get too ahead of myself into one long strung out video of me holding my phone one-handed. So yeah, I'll get back with you all in a second. All right, folks, so I'm to the point where I'm adding my garlic now. I'm just gonna cook this up till it's fragrant. I mean, it already is fragrant. I love garlic. I don't know about y'all, but so show you all in a second what I'm working with here, what it's looking like. It's about to get to the part where I add the tomato paste, the wine, and then all the bone broth and all the goodness. That stuff these shanks will go back in here. Oh, can't be losing that. But let me show you guys what I'm looking like here. It smells amazing. Snore, you all right? Sorry, my daughter's glued to me here. But yeah, that's what it's looking like, and I'm gonna do this till this stuff is. These Dutch ovens get cast iron Dutch ovens hold heat so well. I have to keep turning the heat off and giving it a break. One thing I didn't mention when you're browning your shanks is don't let like burned pieces get stuck to the bottom, because it'll give you a kind of a weird taste every now and then when you're eating this later. So. But this is one of those meals where it's like get it started early in the day, and this will simmer with these shanks in it for like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. Really up to your oven or what heat you got it on, but you just want to simmer it all day. So I will get back with you guys when I add this tomato paste and wine, and then we'll start adding stuff in here. So come back or get back with you later. All right, guys, so added my tomato paste here. I push all my vegetables off to one side. Got my tomato paste in here, got it nice and soft. So let me switch to my other hand here. So what I'm gonna do is just start to mix all this in together. And this is all on a pretty low heat. These Dutch ovens just hold heat so well. But you're just gonna incorporate that tomato paste in there as best as you can. It'll further caramelize it. This stuff isn't rocket science. You just go kind of slow. Now what we're gonna do, set you all up here. Black box wine's going in there. Gotta be a dry red wine. And this is where it really starts to smell good. And that's what we're working with. We're gonna reduce this down quite a bit until it starts to get thick. So, sorry, my kids are playing in the background. They're having fun. Whole house smells good right now. And I've just been doing this for half hour. So, I'm gonna reduce this down, and I will get back with you guys when it's ready to put the shanks back in, and then we're gonna cover it in some bone broth and maybe a little water. So, get back to you guys. All right, guys, got the wine all, everything that I've added in here all thickened up real nice. It's time to, sorry, my kids are having a blast back there behind me, jumping off stuff. So we're gonna add these shanks back in here and bring this to a rolling boil. Oh yeah. This is I get so stoked for this meal when my wife decides to ask for it. Add all these in there. You don't have to use this many. I normally go overboard with the meat because I like to have a meaty meal, but you can use 2 and be fine. This is 3 shanks. These actually fit in there perfect. So we're gonna cover this and do this one-handed, guys. Put in this whole thing of bone broth. The idea is to cover all this meat and braise it for 4 hours. Hold on, Remy, I'll get you a drink in a second. We're not quite covered there, but I'm gonna cover this the rest of the way with water, and then I'll touch back when I got a rolling boil going. All right, guys, got it to a rolling boil here. Cut it way back to low. As once you get it to a boil, add it in, I don't know, a handful of thyme, and then 2 big rosemary sprigs here. And I'm just gonna let this go at a bare simmer for the next 3.5 to 4 hours. And I usually check halfway just to make sure that the shanks are still covered, because that's the whole part. That's the whole point of this, is to braise these for a long time. It makes the most tender piece, or the most tough piece of meat, turn into the most tender piece of meat. So hopefully I'll be able to get back with you guys here on the finished product later on. Yep, see, I already got some carrots coming to the top, and this is gonna be great.